Alright, yo, what's up? It's Alan, aka Alley Boy, and we're back again with The City Speaks. Now, I may not be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, but I definitely respect you and I definitely accept you. But what I'm not really with is the trans women in female sports. That's not, just don't seem right, you know? It's not gonna say it's not that I don't. I'm not gonna say it's not that I don't accept it, cause I don't accept it. I really think it's wrong, honestly. Like we got people like Leah Thomas and Cece Telfer. Make sure I'm saying their names right. And Fallon Fox. These are swimmers, runners, boxers. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like just a couple years ago, you was competing with men, and I competed with women, blowing them out, going crazy. It doesn't seem right to me.
So bottom line, being born male doesn't give you a physical advantage competing in female MMA?
No, not at all. After you take the testosterone, the hormone replacement therapy, and you remove that ability for the body to create large amounts of testosterone, especially being that I don't have even the amount of testosterone that women who were born with female anatomy have. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be like, I'm actually at a disadvantage.
Me competing against cisgender females is a disadvantage because my body is going through so many medical implications, like it's going through biochemistry changes. So being on, hormone replacement therapy, it gives you your muscle depletion, your muscle is deteriorating. You lose a lot of strength because testosterone is where you get your strength, your agility, all of that athletic stuff. So I have to work twice as hard to keep that strength. And if I slack a day, that's like 3 days set behind.
I think she was probably taking it very easy in the race because she knew the world was watching, and she's just going to go fast enough to be able to win the race. Now, I've said from the beginning, I have no problem with Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas has followed the rules. And she's able to swim because of that. My problem that I have here is with the NCAA, really going all the way up to the Olympic Committee, other organizations that have allowed this to happen. She's playing within the rules. What I've said from the beginning is the rules aren't tough enough. Just being on testosterone depressants for a year or two, whatever the rules are right now, because they keep changing, obviously is not enough. Leah Thomas just dominated in the pool, and I'm sure she took it quite easily because she didn't want to win by too much. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, and honestly.
So it just doesn't really make a lot of sense, honestly. But we also have people like Caitlyn Jenner, who was Woman of the Year in the same year that she became a woman. How do y'all feel about that? Just Caitlyn Jenner. How do y'all feel about her?
Disrespected, because I have been a woman for almost 35 years, and you could come out the same year. A Woman of the Year is a year is 365 days. So you come out 6 months, and you're already Woman of the Year. It's not Woman of half of the year award, it's Woman of the Year. So for a man to turn into a woman in less than a year, that disrespectful to women that's out here actually being women and grinding like a woman.
Yeah, and that is true, because Woman of the Year specifies Woman of the Year, not Trans Woman of the Year. So I felt like that was definitely a slap in the face to every woman who was born a woman. How did you get nominated? Who was over what were the qualifications for you to be nominated Woman of the Year? The same. Did you pay? I think that's what that was. You paid to be that. But we're not going to go into that. I just feel like that's not fair. Out of all the women who are in power, you have Michelle Obama, the vice president, all these women, and you pick Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner.
Caitlyn.
I agree with that.
Bruce.
Let me just say that regardless of how many, you can take how many, remember, chromosome shots you want, you can, how many wigs or makeup on you want, it comes down to this. When you take down your pants, do you have a penis or a JJ? That'll determine if you're a man or a woman. If you got one or the other, and you're a man or a woman. It's that simple, point blank, and the period. And if you don't have either of those, then you got bigger problems.
And the period. Point blank. And the period. That's true. That's true.
So you can have. I'm saying. I just can't say I classify as a female. I can't say that.
You can say that.
Yes.
But how factual is that statement?
Right. Okay, let me go cut my hair, wear some baggy clothes, and be a man. And can I get the Man of the Year award? Can I be sexiest man of the year? Can I be on that magazine as sexiest man of the year? Can I? Because Caitlyn Jenner did it. So I should be able to do it. Let me go cut my hair. Not even cut. Let's wear some braids. Wear some baggy clothes. And I should be Man of the Year. Because when it said, oh, I'm a man.
I feel like that got the most attention because it was drama behind that. Because, let's be honest, there's other trans women in that community that no one ever thought of, decided to give any type of recognition to or anything. It's a trans woman who was on the TV show, the Netflix show Orange is the New Black.
Lawrence or something like that?
Lawrence Cox or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. No one thought about her until Caitlyn Jenner came out. And only reason that Caitlyn Jenner got so much, like literally so much publicity was in that time that she did all that, she was also going through a divorce. She was also, she at the time when she was still Bruce, she was going through a divorce with Kris Jenner. She was also the father of two girls that are in the same sitcom with his two stepdaughters, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Their life is daily looked at from TV perspectives, and I think everybody wanted to know when that happened. How? We thought your life was so great. Look at all the money you guys are making.
Olympic winner.
Look at you're an Olympic winner. You have a gold medal. And the shocking part is he's changed all of that and turned into Caitlyn Jenner, but still gets to keep that medal.
You think they should take it from her? From her?
It's not hers. It's Bruce Jenner's. It's not Caitlyn's.
Bruce Jenner technically.
Exactly. So why does that medal get to stay with her? She didn't win it. She didn't run not a little. She didn't run not any. She didn't do anything. She literally she got there 6 months ago. So in them 6 months, if you didn't win a gold medal, why should you have that honor of having it still? You didn't put in the work that it took to get it. So
I agree with that. Bruce Jenner won the medal, why should Caitlyn get to keep it?
And still get the accolades and all that.
Yeah,
and
you
the
recognize
money and the publicity, the royalties and all of that that comes with it. Why is she getting that?
Yes.
And
if that identity is
gone,
because she knows that if she competed now, it'd be just on the opposite spectrum of Leah T and CCT. It would be the opposite. So instead of you aspiring to greatness in this demographic of the opposite, you're falling under. You're a woman now in this classification of men. So even on that subject, so how do you guys feel about this trans woman dusting people in most of these sports?
Which one?
Well, honestly, Leah, the swimmer.
My thing is, a man and a woman, no matter how much estrogen you take, no matter how hard you try to decrease the levels of your testosterone, you are still biologically a male. you're still, and then they say they've been saying this for a man is 10 times stronger than a woman. That is facts. So even if you can't put us together, no matter what you take from him, he's still gonna be made up a male, and you can't put more on me. Oh, we're just gonna give them more. No.
Build more muscle.
Yeah, that's not
to make equal you to a man.
Even if we was in the, like, sometimes me and him go to the gym together. I can't bench no 100 pounds right off the rip, but he can. Why? Because he's a man with stronger muscle, bigger mass. So yeah, we're swimming. My arm power
is longer. Your leg.
Hold your arm out. Come on. Yeah, look how. There's no comparison.
You have been growing, being a man longer than you have been a woman.
Exactly.
How fair is that?
Exactly. No matter how much I bench press, no matter how much, I will still never be able to take you on. That's like putting Layla Ali against Floyd Mayweather. They're both boxers, but one is a woman and one is a man. Who's gonna win?
And you have to think about how. Sorry to interrupt. You have to think about how Alan, coming up, his muscle stature is built on testosterone.
Puberty. We biologically do it differently.
Deposit our weight and muscles differently because we carry babies. That's what we're built to do. I can take something like diflucan for like yeast infection or whatever, in whatever transition. If he transitioned over to womanhood and that would kill him because he's biologically built as a man.
And his system can't take it.
Exactly. You're not designed to have that in you.
It's gonna always be differences, so you can't put. That's why if there's a male and a female, you can't put the two together. You can never make a baby. You're never gonna come on your cycle. You can experience these from the estrogen or placebos they're giving you, but it's really all in your mind. You're never gonna have blood flow through that. You're never gonna be able to push your body out of your body like we can. So don't try to compare your situation. And the biggest thing is that Bruce Jenner and that Caitlyn, women of the year. You're a trans woman. It didn't say trans woman of the year. It said woman of the year. So that I can't agree with that.
You talk a lot about feminism in this country, allowing biological men to compete in women's sports and like beat them easily. That's like one of the most unfeminist things we could do because you're disrespecting women.
Our feminism.
Yeah, but not so much being feminism right now with these specific situations. It's about acceptance. I don't want you to feel like you're less than a woman as a trans woman. I don't want you to feel like you're less than a woman. So I will let you compete with the women. That's what it's about. Acceptance. More is about acceptance.
Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but here is how I would feel as a woman. I don't want you to feel like we don't accept you, but we're gonna accept you in something that puts you against other people like you. I feel like I don't ever want to sit here and have you compete with somebody else that is not on your level in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So if we're gonna have, and this is an idea, if y'all do it, great. If you don't, that's cool too. You have the Olympics. You have the I want to say it the right way.
Special Olympics?
Yeah, the Special Olympics for everybody that has a disability. Please, go ahead. Get your best shot. Have the Trans Olympics. Have everybody, get everybody that's trans doing something, have them compete. That way, you won't sit up here and constantly disrespect women who were born women, who have spent their whole lives as women, who have had women problems for their whole life. Sit up here and compete against if I'm 5'6", the dude the lady,
and that was his
the person I'm standing next to is 7 feet trying to swim with me.
He was
No,
6'4". She is 6'4".
Okay, she is 6'4" and trying to compete with me, and I'm like maybe 5'4", 5'6" or something, sitting here thinking like, oh, I'm a dust her, and then I looked up and I was like, oh no, that's not about to happen right now, because that reach that she's doing, the power with the leg, everything is more.
Olympics, like CC Tur, when they do, like she excelled really good in the 200 and the 500 hurdles. But women's Olympics in hurdles, they know our legs are shorter. So it may be 6 feet of hurdles for Alan, who's average 6, but it's 4 feet for me, who's average 5.5 feet.
Exactly.
So now you're dusting through and you're flying
Because
over
you ain't got nothing to jump
over. Wait.
You just stepping over him.
Hold on. Because my last year in high school, I did hurdles. Yeah, and this, like, I'm 6'2", and it came to my waist. So I never seen the height of females doing hurdles. But if it's anything shorter than that,
You stepping
You
over it.
doing the
just like,
most.
remember the person that
so I could not imagine
was
that.
it,
Right.
he was running and he had the prosthetics of his legs. They looked like paper clips, and they said it was an unfair event.
Little ching ching.
And they put him in a special. So why can't we do that for
What?
the kids? Yeah, he was the.
Explain
Because the
to
thing
me.
with that is, okay, they did that to him. Now they got you have this trans woman competing with other women. So are they having trans men compete with other men just like in boxing? You got the lightweight, the heavyweight. So you're not putting no lightweight and no heavyweight together, are they? They 2 men. Why they can't fight? Because they make up it. You 304 pounds.
arm
He
reach.
175.
They go, yeah,
Y'all
arm
can't
reach.
fight.
They do that with like for boxing. You gotta go. Okay, well his reaches is like it's 28 inches. His reach is 48 inches.
Right.
He's 165 pounds.
But are they
This
putting
heavyweight is
trans men with real men? So if I'm a woman and I turn into a man and I'm feeling like I'm cock diesel, can I go and fight in the boxing ring? Because I'm a man now, but you can let a woman do that.
They
You
won't.
can let a
They
trans
will
woman come
not.
on our side,
Fallon
but you
Fox.
can't let a trans man go on their side. How is that fair?
Fallon Fox had 6 good fights. Out of 6 of them, she won 5. Out of those 5, 3 were knockouts, and those 3 knockouts were fractures.
And that's the trans woman fighting against
Yes,
real
were
women.
Yes.
Fractures.
How fair is
So you're
that?
damaging the
not
bone
fair.
on my
And
skull.
Dangerous.
Even if I'm a swimmer, okay, and I see this other, knowing who I'm competing against, I can't even train long enough or hard enough
Yeah.
to be as strong, be like this person.
Yeah.
That's gonna eat. As a woman, I'm gonna be like,
Yep. Because even no
I don't
matter
even
how
feel like
hard
I'm
you
gonna
training,
win.
that other person is training hard
and
too.
if I did try to train to compete with this person that has been a man longer than a woman, I'm going to kill myself.
Yes.
I will, because it's going the amount of training will kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because
That's
compete
try
with
that.
that.
Exactly.
I'm
To clear a block
4'11".
as fast
I'm
as
a
I
swimmer.
was.
I'm 4'11", and I look over and you standing
you
there
6 feet.
I'm like, I'm disqualified. I'm sorry.
Yep. Caught a cramp. No,
I can't even
do
swim.
it.
I'm gonna look at you like.
Because it doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're playing, whatever you're doing. A female is not training as hard as a male.
man.
So years ago, before she was Leah Thomas, she was William Thomas, training and competing against men. And as terrible as William Thomas was, you're still competing with men. These fit, amazing, strong, fast men. And even him being the slowest man in the league, you have switched over.
And turned into one of the
Oh,
fastest
fast
women.
That ain't fair.
It's just not.
But that's
it's just
looked at
not
as,
fair.
oh my
It's
God.
just not
It's
fair.
not
They
at
changed
all.
the law for her.
Can I okay.
And fair or not, it just doesn't add up. In whose mind does that make sense?
What number
to?
now? What number?
462.
462. That was his rank.
In a male,
Right,
now you go
sir,
from 1
sir.
to.
First problem is if you are 462, just stop. Anyway, but here's my other thing. You just set up here now and then said, I've trained as hard as I could as a man. That ain't working. So now I feel like that almost sounds like you just was like, oh, I'm not gonna win over here. So what if I do it? Just change everything and become a woman. I could probably, I'm stronger. You still keep your strength. You still keep all the other type of stuff. All you probably getting now is a pair of boobs and maybe a different tool.
And even still, it doesn't matter
all
how.
of that. I'm
you're
just saying,
still
like,
a man.
that's what I'm saying. All of that doesn't take away from the fact that you're still a man. That's why I'm still gonna literally. I will almost I'm down for having their own Olympics. I feel like, here's my thing.
I am too.
I'm not at all trying to tell anybody what to do. But if you want to keep it fair and let fair be fair, it got to be said. You let men compete against men, let women compete against women, let transgenders compete against transgenders.
Yeah,
it's fair,
like
and you can't sit up here and be like, oh, they had an advantage. No, you didn't. No one had an advantage. Everybody's from the same situation. We all come together, and
you take the same medicine I'm taking, and we doing the same. Because just like Spencer said, when they take their pants down, if you don't have what everybody in that line got and we swimming, you need to step out, partner. Go where you belong, and it's no shade to you. Be who you want to be. But at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot,
I just don't feel
you
like
want to make it fair.
That's not a competition
at all. It's nothing that I can do.
I train as hard. If I train harder than you, that's not a guarantee that I'm going to beat you.
And then again, because I've heard a couple of us say, we are not shunning. We are not trying to push y'all away.
No.
We are not judging you.
No.
All we are saying is, in certain things, not even certain, in most things that you come over from being a, let's say you're bodybuilder as a man. You want to go ahead and become, oh, no, I'm not feeling this man body. I feel like I need to be a woman. Cool. That's a decision you want to go with. Go ahead. You come over. You become a woman. What sense or how would another woman feel? She's sitting here. They competing in lifting of, for women, I think it's 300-400 pounds or something, and you just come there. One hand you got it and you jump it and you win. That is nowhere near fair to these women who have spent their time, money, effort, long nights, their diets. They put all of that into this sport, and to have you come from different sides of tracks when you talk about how you exercise and they exercise, and for you to come in and win, you might end up being probably the only person competing in that, because I don't know how many women will still go back and compete against a trans woman if all you have being a woman on your side for the moment, or for when you transition, you have that on your side. But now you have the everything that becoming a man is too. You have all that on your side, and you're gonna compete against me. Some of this stuff is just not fair now, and I feel like not just the trans community. I feel like even more
our community.
Not our community. Who are the people that like the judges or whoever like decides if you win or not? They need to stop being so.
Because the NCAA actually tried to change some of that.
Olympic Committee, yeah, they need to just call it how they see it and stop playing.
Because even with the MMA, homegirl, you crushing skulls.
Yeah,
that's because your hands is too. This is your one fist compared to mine. That's why you crushing skulls. How is that fair? No, I don't want to fight her. No. So no, I don't. No. Because when we in the locker room, you can't even get undressed with us because you got a penis. So yeah, you stronger. Off the rip. Your puberty experiences was way different than mine. Yeah. Your muscle build shot up.
Density.
I curved out. You bulked up. And there's no equivalent to that.
I understand the whole idea of body dysmorphia and the trans community going to be considered either man or female, but in this specific case, because of like when men are competitive and like epinephrine, EpiPens, Narcans all having the adrenaline from testosterone to keep us alive in times of trouble, I don't think it's best for biological men, even transitioning over, to be competing with women. She should not have been fracturing women's skulls.
Exactly.
She should not have. CC, the tracker, should not have come through and dusted her by 5 seconds.
Because,
and
like
we've all been interviewing, saying, "Hey, do
you've been
something."
Training with men.
I've been starving for 3 weeks. All I want is a burger. I took 2 seconds off my track time, and she comes through and sideswipes the fuck out of me by 5.
took my whole record.
She sideswipes me by 5 seconds.
It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up because there are certain rules and regulations for when women compete. There are certain rules and regulations and weight classes for when men compete. So how can you go from one to another and think that that's cool? Oh, over here, when I'm a man, I'm bench pressing 375. Now I'm a woman, I'm still bench pressing 375. But this woman who was born a woman, she only benching 150.
If
It's
that's
no,
the case,
that
drop
is no
the veil.
comparison.
We can all go against each other, men and women.
That's
If
why
the case,
I feel
because
like they should definitely have a transgender Olympics so that the transgender men can be with the transgender men and the transgender women. Now y'all can compete on your own strength. Now you competing with women who then took estrogen with you, then decreased their testosterone levels with you. Yeah. Now you can compete with girls who then they taking T, they done got their breast removed, all that. Go ahead and do that. Leave it where it's at. If you were not born this, that's not fair.
All right. We can say a lot more.
I'm a swimmer. I don't like it.
We can
I'm
say a
not
lot
going to
more.
compete with
Yeah.
6'4".
We done
My
played
legs
sports
is literally
before.
gonna be like
You
this
feel me?
in the water.
as soon
This
as
is
you
my
reach
feet
your
in the
arm
water.
out, that's your
There
whole
it
height right
is.
there, Shay.
He done came back 2-3 times.
You just not got in the water. Just
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just saying I'm a swimmer.
I understand. There's so much we can say because we're really on the side of the women. That's what it's about, honestly.
Skylar Baylor, the first openly transgender athlete on an NCAA Division I men's team, cheering his friend from the stands.
We should never have to prove that she is not good in order to say that she can compete. She should be able to be celebrated purely for her athletic ability, just like any other woman.
It's just, it's not fair. I'm saying, if you're transgender and you find what we say offensive, I obviously apologize.
We apologize.
This is just our general opinion. The city speaks, accepts you. We're not here to fire shots at anybody. But we feel like it's not fair. And I'm pretty sure the people that Leah Thomas competed against, I'm pretty sure they didn't find it fair either. So,
Yeah, they just want you in your own lane.
just take it with a grain of salt.
we want you to win and eat, just not on our table.
If you didn't like it, we definitely apologize. But if you sat here and you watched it, even if you didn't like it and subscribe. So, thank you for watching and see you next time.